Welcome to another episode of Zero Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I'm so excited to have on, for about the 10th time, a 32-year-old from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, home of the Moose. He was drafted to the NHL, big deal, I think, by Chicago. He was a Wenatchee Wild with Mr. Evan Mosey, which started the craze, legs and eggs, and chocolate throwing all over the world. He's been showered with Twix in Cardiff and Denmark, but for some reason it seems like Cardiff's forgot about us when he does play. But it would be really nice to get that tradition fired back up here today. And sounds like he will be back on the ice in not too long of a time. So welcome back, Mac Daddy.
Thanks for having me. Yeah. We'll be back before Christmas. So
That's exciting, man, because I know what it's like to be injured, and I know how excited you were to be a Devil again, and then for it to have played out the way it has so far, that just stinks, eh?
no, it's been brutal. Like the first one, it might be kind of a blessing. Like I can mentally reset a little bit because I didn't come in with the greatest view on things. I think I was just putting too much pressure on myself. So the first one was kind of a blessing. It was a bit long, obviously, but then I came back and I was buzzing. Probably the best hockey I've played in 5-6 years, honestly. And then just a freak bounce just puts it right back to square one. But I'm skating now and
I
back
saw
on the
your
ice with the
stats
boys.
for the couple games you did play. They were like 2-0 with like a 960 something save percentage. So you must have been kicking them out those games.
Yeah. We even Pete's got a good system, and the boys have been playing well. So, but just as far as a feeling goes, I felt really, really good. So it's kind of unfortunate that it happened when it did. Like I felt like I could have gone and just done that the rest of the year. But
Once you get grooving, you're grooving.
yeah, no, exactly. No, I felt really good. So hopefully just step right back into it in a week or two here, and then just keep it rolling.
Well, I know I was trying to break our Danish record of 1,004 Twix that the Herning Blue Fox fans threw out for you when you were rolling and were going for your fifth shutout in a row. I was trying to get that going for the home opener. Then you're hurt already by the home opener. It doesn't happen. And then, I kept talking about it, wanting it so bad for you and the fans to just have fun again. And then when you did come back, they told me they didn't even know you were coming back. And then all of a sudden you're in the lineup and nobody was prepared.
Yeah, I don't know how that one works out, but
I'm hearing that people are getting frisked going through the door.
I've also heard those rumors. I can't confirm or deny. I don't know. I'm not the security guard there, so
We may have to start sticking them places we don't want to if you're going to eat them.
yeah, or we're at the have to just order them through the dark web and get a kiosk going in the building.
Right. I think it would make sense if the Devils wanted to support us having fun and then just sold the Twixes in the arena and said we have to sell more than 1,004 and we'll sell them to you for this price, and then maybe the Devils would make money and we'd have fun. And it's like, whoa, so wait, everybody's winning, having fun? Just thinking out loud, Todd, if you're listening still. Who knows who listens anymore, right?
You never know.
You never know. But man, it must have been a grind so far this year, because the times I was hurt as a hockey player, I know I would basically go into almost depression, because what I loved about hockey was being with the guys and practicing with them and screwing around with them and having fun. And then when you just have to go to rehab and physio and you're not even with the boys, it just sucks balls.
Yeah, it's been tough. The first one was definitely way tougher. Last year was my first true injury in Denmark in 10 years of pro hockey, right? So I've been pretty fortunate, knock on wood. Hopefully this is kind of the end of it and I can figure out a program to kind of stay healthy and everything like that. But I struggled last year with it and then came back too soon on both things and ended up costing me the season at the end. But this time healed properly from the first one, and then just an unfortunate thing happened in Zelina there. But the the body's healing quickly. I was told 8 weeks, and it's been 4, and I'm back on the ice full tilt. So
Oh, that's
I've been
awesome.
doing everything they've told me to do, and hopefully it's healed correctly, and we don't
Yeah.
have to worry about it anymore. And I'm, obviously still do the things that I need to do, but yeah, missing the boys massively the last 3 weeks. Been nice to be like a kind of a full-time dad for a little bit.
I was gonna say it's nice when you're injured though, you to have the kids to distract you.
Yeah, no, it's been great with Collins here. She's been I've been able to give my wife a little bit of a break. She's been kind of up like in her sleep regression. She's like 1 in a couple months now, so she's in the sleep regression. She's up at like 2 to 5 for the
You're really
in the
bringing back
night.
memories for me, dude.
Yeah, I know. Eh?
I'm past that stage now.
Are they memories or are they nightmares? I don't know. But so I was able to give the wife a little bit of a break. Fortunately enough, timing wise for that. And now that I'm coming back, she's seemingly, hopefully, I'm looking at the monitor now. She's seemingly sleeping through the night for the last 2 nights. So hopefully,
Sounds like you're really running amok there, holding things down, eh, Dad?
yeah. I gave her the night off. She's with the rest of the wives, having a good time, hopefully. And
Oh,
uh,
that's how hockey teams come together when everybody's getting along and having fun. They're having a wives' night, eh? The
oh yeah,
wags they call them.
the wags. Yeah,
Oh, that sounds fun. Cardiff's a fun place to go out in.
yeah, it's a good time. A little bit different crowd than when I was here last. Cody Donnie's got us going to like these fancy bars and stuff, and it's just not my style, to be honest with you.
Oh, they're going to fancy places.
I don't know if they're fancy.
Maybe the Devils are paying too much money because we sure weren't going to the fancy places when I was there.
Yeah, we have bar sponsors that I would love to go to and just hang out, but yeah, we're going to fancy places that people put on their Instagrams, and I'm just not about that.
High end stuff, eh?
Yeah,
I don't know if I could
Oh,
fit in there either.
I'm not a single guy, right? So I don't really. I just go where the rest of us go. But
Well, you gotta go, where the boys want to go, right? And
yeah,
I guess sometimes the single guys are usually the ones that are going to get to stay out the latest and the longest, and they should probably pick where you go.
that's I mean, that's kind of what happens, right? So
I've heard good things of this Donaghy
you can
guy.
do whatever you want.
Well, I've heard good things about this guy. The fans rave of him. Like, is he scared of me? Why wouldn't he talk to me?
Donald?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he's just scared of his stories, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not everyone's just okay with flying off the cuff like I am.
That's true. And I never used to be either. It would only be the boys in the locker room that would know what I'm really like. Now I actually don't give a shit.
I think the more people know who you are, probably the better.
I'd rather be myself when I live,
The less shit they'll give you in the forums and whatnot if you're just yourself.
Right. And if they don't like it, I guess that would be their problem.
Yeah. I've heard from so many different people, like, oh, I've heard on the forums that this is what's wrong with you, and this is what's wrong with you, and you're going to be out for the rest of the year. I'm like, oh, that's news to me. Apparently, there's a bunch of doctors in the stands that I don't know.
Yeah, everybody likes to find out, right? It is interesting when the fans write and try to find things out. People try to find out things about you from me. Did you know there's a fella in Herning that I am in contact with quite frequently? He keeps me up to date with all my shed guys in Denmark and sends me pictures of Thomas Spelling's bum, which is funny. But did you know when you were playing for Herning, he sent me his Mac Carruth folder of photos of you playing hockey? There were over 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he really had a thing for you, big guy.
Right. It's not, I mean, I'll take anything, honestly. With the looks I've got going on right now, I'll take whatever I can get.
What do you mean? You're not getting a dad bod, are you? That takes years to perfect.
I'm trying to stay away from the dad bod. I don't know. We'll see.
Anyways, I do have no notes because we did just decide to do this. You ever thought of a question for me yet? Because you were the host of one of these podcasts once. Remember that? That was fun.
And I thought I prepared so well, and then we got into it, and I just was blank.
It's not for everybody.
It would just, you and Mosey would start talking, and then you guys would go off in your tangents, and I'm like, I don't know
what to ask next.
What to do with this.
I would say one of my challenging parts is when people start talking, something will click, and I'm like, oh, I want to say that, but then they keep going, And then I'm like, whoa, what? Okay, shoot. Now I want to talk about the rest of what he said instead of what I was thinking about. And then it's like, well, which way do I go? Because then you may never get back down that rabbit hole.
Definitely an art form what everyone does, man.
Well,
Like being like a good host and a good like just talker in general. Like I'm not a very good storyteller.
you don't
Um,
think? Man,
but like
we've started a lot of fun here.
but like if you listen to like a Newfie tell a story or whatever, like that's elite the way
Ah,
these guys tell a story.
those guys from out east, they're high end people, I tell you. I had never played with any until Chris Culligan and Joey Haddad in Cardiff. And my word, did I like those two. And then you meet Stephen Dixon and like Tyler Heinem that's playing for Manchester. They're all just such sweet fellows.
They're all just as the boys from there would say, they're all just dandy. They are
Right? They are. They're in it for the team. They're in it for everybody.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, they always have great stories and they're always the best teammate.
Okay, here's a random question. I know you haven't been participating that long this season, but you have in other years. I do like coaching. Love it actually. And I got another squad this year, no big deal. But anywho, what's your favorite drill in practice? I got a practice coming up in like a couple hours. I need a new drill.
Favorite drill in
For a
practice.
goalie. Yeah. I have never
I sit in my crease and just stop pucks at this point in my career. I think 3 years ago I could have told you every single drill we did. But I've honestly haven't even been on the ice that much. The boys do the Nashville, the Chicago or the Nashville they call it here. It's pretty much just the 4 blue lines where you skate towards the blue line across from you, pass to him, he passes across, that guy bellies out, hits the guy on the wall, like 4-pass drill, and then they just come down the dot lane and rip it.
You're telling me that's your favorite drill, that they just come down and shoot on you?
Well, they're supposed to come down the dot lane, but you know how forwards get. You guys get a little
Well, you want to
all
score.
you gotta get all hot and bothered first drill and you want to come down and rip it
Well,
off the crossbar.
well, it's way more like just stop the puck. Isn't that what you said you were doing?
Yeah. I had actually had a conversation with Tommy McCullum in Belfast, the starting goalie there. He was sitting in the stands, and we were both just like talking goalie stuff, like probably the most boring thing anyone could ever listen to that's not a goalie. And he's like, I try to explain to forwards, like he's around the same age as me for like 10 years. I've tried to explain to forwards, I don't care if you hit me in the head. I don't care if you score or do whatever, but do it for the first drill. Do it from like around the top of the circles. I don't need you shooting from the hash marks in the first drill. Just give me one drill and then you can do whatever you want.
Right.
But you can shoot wherever you want. I want you to shoot hard. I want you to try and score, but do it from a distance, not from the ladies' tees.
On the first drill. After that, I can swing my tits off from the ladies' tee.
After that, from the ladies' tees, you go for it, big guy.
Is that right? Yeah. I think honestly, I just could picture that if we were in practices together, how funny it would be. I used to screw with every goalie I played with. I don't know. It's weird when I look back on my career. Every team I was on, it seemed to be my closest teammates were the goalie and my line mates. And then generally the defenseman that ran the power play with me. I don't know how that happened. I would invite them out for dinners. You know, we'd go out, we get to know each other. So, you know, they'd listen to me.
There you go. Give me the rock.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to want to hear then.
Yeah. Give me the rock and stop the breakaway when I turn it over. Thanks.
Yeah. And goaltending wins championships.
That's what they keep saying.
It's real. Oh boy, real world stuff's happening. Don't they know it's Freestyle Friday? Oh shoot. Maybe I'll just pause it for a second because they always come first. Game back on, problem solved. Anywho, where were we? Can we talk? So you do have a goaltending partner who is a shed guy, and you know, he's been there a long time running amok. And how do you feel about his tramp stamp?
I think it's he needs to get it redone. I think it's faded a bit too much, to be honest.
It's interesting. It's different.
It's very different. Yeah,
it's different, but
he's a different bird though too. But he's awesome. It's been a great.
He's a funny guy.
Year, honestly.
He is a funny guy, and he's still kicking out pucks, eh?
Yeah, I think he's still top in the league with every stat. I think he's got a heck of a year. Good, unbelievable start.
Um, yeah, sorry, just got distracted for a second, but got a hell of a team in the real world. I don't know if I've ever told you that, and that's how this is all possible. Seriously, I got players. They run amok. Sometimes they have questions for me, and I have to answer them.
I hear you. I hear you.
Anywho, so yeah, Bounsy's having a season, and tough watching because I know being hurt, it's weird, right? Because didn't they bring in some other goalie for a bit? You know, whatever they call those guys,
Yeah,
e-bugs.
Taz. Yeah, Taz is
Taz.
here. He's actually been pretty good for us as well. He had a shutout his last game.
Nobody got me a shutout selfie. Nobody got him the puck and taped it up and took a fun selfie and sent it to me.
I
What
don't
is
think
going
so.
on in Cardiff? Have they forgot about me?
We need you back this summer. Big Joey Martin debut.
Oh, is there a game June 14th?
A nasty rumor going around.
I don't know where you'd be June 14th, but I've actually never met you in person.
I'm here all summer, man.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Huh. I guess I haven't scored a goal on you either.
Still might not.
Or hit chippy lane. I'm averaging 2 goals a game in testimonials, Mac.
Well, you better hope you're on my squad then. We don't want
There won't be any warm-up shots that day. Or I guess that's if I'm coming, right?
If you are, hey.
Right. If
I
I am.
starting rumors.
I wouldn't want to. It's not my decision to announce players for games on June 14th
Yeah,
in Cardiff,
we'll have to
Wales.
check. We'll have to check the forums to see if you're coming or not.
Right. And well, I guess to go there, I mean, it would cost money. So I guess it's a good thing that I made like a Mac Carruth 2Ls and Hockey Tales jersey and like a Walton 18 and like a Martin 88 and like a Mosey. And then like, so then like maybe I could like sell them or like raffle them and then like pay for my flight to go have fun if I was invited. Right. And then if we made more money than my flight cost, then we could put that money into a pot for the guys that are coming and have fun. Because last time all the guys bought my drinks and I felt bad. So maybe if we did raffles, then I could participate in paying for stuff too.
There you go.
Right. And then fun is fun. And then it takes everybody to win.
Yeah. I did wear my Walton jersey or my Carruth 2Ls Hockey Tales jersey before the season started when I was here early.
That's fun. And why didn't I get pictures of this?
Because nobody wants to take pictures of me, man.
That doesn't make any sense. Pictures are fun.
Pictures are fun.
They are when you're having fun. Pictures are not fun when you're not having fun.
That's also true.
Yeah, like one fun photo that I'll still remember. There's been a lot of fun things happen since starting to talk to people on my work computer on lunch. But when you won in Denmark, that whatever they call it, Pokal, there's a photo of you with your goalie partners, and there's a Twix right in front of the trophy. I don't know if you knew that, but I knew that.
Well, there's Twix everywhere that day.
Everywhere. That's
Everywhere.
fun.
Yeah.
You know, I just hope Cardiff hasn't forgot about us and talking in my shed because
Hope
they
haven't forgot
were
about fun.
really inspired by us the first go around, right?
Yeah, I mean we're in first place. We should be having the most fun.
Right. Because like you want to come home and be a devil, and then like
isn't winning fun?
It is. Every time I do it, it is.
Like being in first is kind of like winning.
Well, you guys are in first.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, and then you're gonna be back soon, and then like the Twix thing could start, and then that could spur on a whole fun thing. Right.
Let me start rolling.
Right. Huh. That could be fun. I hope the guys in block 13 say like fellow that's helping me with Little Fox Designs that like sells my clothes and swag that I don't know anything about, and if they've ever sold anything because I've never asked. Or Josh Wilby that's running the microphone in block 13. Like maybe they could inspire the crowd to buy in, and then maybe at some point we could in fact break the 1004 Twix record held by the Herning Blue Foxes, because records are fun to hold and have for your team, not their team, right?
Very true. Very
Hmm.
true.
It's weird when you just say what you're thinking, right? Because then you don't need notes.
Yeah, notes are for yeah.
That's amateur hour. Hey? Oh God. Okay, so Mosey. Okay,
Mozambique. Yeah.
so it's weird for me, right? Because I've hardly got to know him in person. We did get to do a testimonial together. Great time. He did lose me because the bar was too loud and I had to go somewhere quiet for a while after. So we didn't get to chat as long as we wanted to because Franny and I had to talk hockey and players and who needed to go where. But how's he doing? Because he was all grown up too now. It's weird for me, right? Because when I met you guys at the start of this podcast thing, you guys were still like young pups. Like he wasn't engaged and getting married. You didn't have kids. And now you guys are all growing up in front of my eyes.
Yeah. Young pups are growing up. He is getting married shortly, I think. I don't want to announce anything that hasn't been announced, but
Oh, you can't do that in the shed, right?
no.
I try not to all the time.
Yeah. He's getting married pretty soon. I think before the end of the season. Anyways. And yeah, they got a dog, Otter. It's a
Right.
girl.
And it has like its own Instagram like
Yeah,
profile.
she has her own
Pretty
Instagram.
famous dog.
Yeah, I think everyone around Cardiff should know her. They take her on a lot of walks and whatnot. So
That's actually brings back memories for me was my dog in Bietigheim, Germany and Landshut was like he people knew my dog and he was with me all the time. And in Germany, you could take your dog to practice when you had certain coaches. And my day would be walk to the rink with my dog. He would hang out with the fellas, beg for their food and for breakfast. Then we'd go out and practice. He'd hang out with the equipment guy. And then when I'd come off the ice, man, he would be all jacked up and he'd be doing hot laps around the locker room because dad got off the ice. And it was pretty cool. And then we'd walk home or go for lunch with the boys because dogs can go in restaurants in Germany. And it's like, that's a pretty fun day with your buddy.
that is living the dream, they say.
Right. That dog did live the dream.
I don't think we do dogs in the, because we got a new, you haven't seen the new locker room, but we got a new like lounge and stuff.
Where did you fit a lounge in there?
Oh, I mean, you'll have to get the invite. I guess I can't really explain much, you know. Can't
I get
explain what something looks like, you know.
right. Well, hopefully you guys still have some nook and cranny where like if some guy got injured for the rest of his career and like couldn't play and then had to do pregame speeches, there has to be a place to hide where you jump out and scare everybody naked.
Oh yeah, we got spots for it. No, we got spots for it.
Well, if I do come back, maybe I'll have to actually play, you know.
Yeah, we need
Uh,
you. Need you on the sheet.
Conditioning could still be a factor. It has been the last two testimonials because I don't put equipment on. I'm in a tracksuit, and you know what? I still got it in a tracksuit. But you get shin pads and pants and stuff on me. It's hard to move around, especially
Yeah,
if
I can.
Samuel Jardine makes you stay up the whole night before and have fun and go to Chippy Lane and do all these things.
Yeah,
And
you
then it's
can't
like,
be.
but we have to play today,
I don't know if the night before is your play though. You know, at a certain age.
Mac. You know, testimonials like for these players only happen once, right? Like
Yeah,
unless you're
I'll
Mark
send it.
Richardson, and then maybe you get two.
I'll send it after the game.
Hey, you do you that weekend, okay?
Yeah, I'll
And
do.
the guys that are there to play can play, and then we'll see if I score on you, right?
But then I don't feel like it counts if everyone else is having a good time the night before and I didn't have a good time, and then it
Well,
doesn't
I
count.
I mean,
You might as well start. You
I
get
would think it's the off season, and there probably wouldn't be a lot of rules for
no. There's no
everybody.
rules.
I guess
I
it's
know
if you're
myself.
worried about your playing the testimonial and me scoring, that's up to you, big guy. You take it as seriously as you want, but I plan on running a buck if I'm there.
We'll test the muffin out.
If I'm there.
Yeah, we'll test the muffin mitts out if you're here. We'll see. Maybe a warm up tilt
Oh man,
is
it
due.
honestly though it is like doing this. People probably have no idea how much fun I'm having. Actually, I think they might have an idea, but it's like I do this voluntarily for free because I want to and like talk to good dudes around the hockey world. But then just like the way it still keeps me connected with like the Devils and that well, these testimonials make it happen too, but then you get to know the dudes you never actually played with, and then they're all sweet dudes. And I know Joey Martin, and I know he is going to be coming with the biggest roster of dandies ever assembled.
Yeah, like he's I don't know. Everyone's saying it's going to be like the biggest testimonial like ever in this town.
I can't even fathom what it could be like.
Because he's the GOAT, as they say.
Right.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I helped him out with didn't help him out. I literally just said, yeah, I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'm hurt, so whatever. With
his merch line.
No, not his merch. His merch line's nice, so I bought a couple things from him already.
Do you know what fun fact though is the guy that created the Two Ales and Hockey Tales logo and has made all the posters for me is also the same fella, Lee Freeman, Freeman Designs, that made his logo for his testimonial.
It's nice. There's like maple leaf in the background, and then the Martin and the 88 stuff that he's got rolling out. But it's super
It's
nice
pretty
stuff.
sexy stuff. It's almost
And
like as sexy as when I spray painted myself as the goat and got topless in the crowd.
the fact that that's not on a shirt somewhere that he's selling is a bit annoying.
You know, there's ideas out there, right? There when they were coming up with like a new jersey to make for whatever, somebody did put forward the goat 88 and that devil logo that was on my chest that Pigs did for me. You know, it takes everybody to win. It comes up with everybody's ideas to come up with the best ones. But if Marty wanted to sell that shirt, I don't know. Last time I went back for a testimonial, um one of my people, one of the kids there, had a shirt that had that devil, like the paint on the shirt and on the back. And we did take a fun selfie together. And so I don't know if he wanted to sell those to more people. I mean, it was a fun night, that Wally night. It was a good time. Go goat. You know?
You were back for Batchies last year, eh? Or
Yeah, wow, that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
I didn't go back last summer.
Davis, that is, yeah.
Right. I never played with him, but I was always a big supporter of Ben. He's a good guy and player.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah, mucked it up
Yeah,
against
so
him, and I
hopefully you
could
get
tell.
the invite, I guess, is what we're getting down to here.
I guess that would be nice. That it'd be nice to tell people, and then support the cause, and then maybe we could get like a whole pot of money by the time I got there for the fellas to have fun.
I technically haven't gotten invited either yet, I guess. So I don't know.
So maybe you've announced something you shouldn't.
Why that the thing? Maybe I'm not even invited.
Who knows? There's only two nets. There's only two nets.
I'm gonna be donating my time in the stands.
Well, I guess his goalie's basically been bouncy the whole time he's been there. So, you know, there's not that many options. But then Murdy, the equipment guy, I still haven't had him on. And behind me, I have a wallet he made, handcrafted. You know, that says Wally 18, and it says Two Ales on it. And I ain't using that wallet because it's too special to me.
They are good wallets, though.
I know, and I've never even talked to him in the shed, and he does something nice like that for me. You know,
he is by far the best equipment manager, like just the coolest dude ever. Like everyone on the team this year loves that guy.
Pretty neat idea for a hockey player to transition out of being a hockey player into being an equipment guy.
Because then you get to hang out. You get to hang out with the boys.
You get to hang out with the boys and get to help them out, and you know, I mean,
you got some late nights that aren't the most fun.
Right.
Like it's definitely way harder than people think. But
once they get their system down and know what they're doing, and if they could get them helpers guys, that'd be great. I know, like I talk to equipment managers on here, and depends what league you're in, but some of them have like helper guys that like they're like, do this, do that. And it's like, wow, that'd be fun.
Yeah, like on game days, you get like some young kid that wants to do it for a job later on to like help out, volunteer.
Well, I guess we haven't brought this up though. This was all spurred on by, well, I'm a big Jackson Hole Moose fan. I'm wearing my hat right now.
There you go.
Actually, see that? They have come out with their own beer, and that can looks cool.
Yeah, they got knuckles on the can.
Huh?
They
Sorry, I
have
was putting
nothing.
my hat back
Yeah,
on.
that's the name of the mascot.
Right. Yeah. Um, well, it
So
brought when you
those,
said there's not many teams with their own beer, and I saw the can, and I don't know who runs their social media. Maybe it's your dad because he's a beauty, and we've chatted. But I wrote that's cool, and it brought me back to Elmira because when I went back to donate some money from having fun, um, and donate to my buddy who gets equipment for kids to play hockey or whatever. They have a Sugar King lager in Elmira. So those small town teams that make their own beers, that's pretty cool stuff, eh?
yeah, I asked them how it would how hard it would be to get some sent out here for the fellas in our locker room, but
You
I'm
know that shipping things cost a lot of money.
oh, it's brutal.
It's just doesn't seem like it should cost that much to just send something somewhere, but
Well,
it does. Like when you try to send a jersey somewhere, it costs a lot of money.
yeah, the weight would definitely mess
Wouldn't
me up.
wouldn't be worth it.
Would it? Wouldn't it be though? Like if you got enough sent over, it'd probably be worth it. Boys have a
No,
night.
that's more weight. The more you send, the more it's going to cost, man. I know we're trying to do it at bulk here, but
Yeah, they're coming in the summer, so I don't know. Maybe he'll just bring me a. Maybe he'll pack light and then
um,
bring a couple.
well,
There
I still wear my I'm wearing my pants too. See, got my
you
Jackson
go.
Hole Moose pants on too. I'm a big fan.
They got good. They get. He does put out some good swag. Honestly, he goes Bauer and Bauer Lulu stuff now.
Lulu.
Yeah,
Jackson Hole's
Bauer.
a pretty ritzy spot, though. Eh? I'm surprised you don't fit in these high end spots.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't fit in. I didn't. It's not my scene.
I understand.
I can look the part. I just don't like the part.
Right. How are the Moose doing this year?
Not their best year in recent history. They lost a lot of the guys due to how nice Jackson Hole is, and it just cost a fortune to live there. So a lot of the guys just couldn't afford to live there anymore and went to Boise, Idaho. A lot of the guys. So,
That's a spot.
yeah. So
I
they
played in
traded one high,
played in the East Coast Finals there. That's a
yeah.
nice place to live.
They traded one high end town for another up and coming high end town. So we'll see how long that one lasts.
Right. Yeah, I was impressed by Boise, and they did
Yeah.
beat us in the finals. And yeah, their people were probably happier living there than we were in Dayton, Ohio. Maybe that's why they won.
Yeah. No, it's a
We
good
tried to
spot.
make the best of it, you know?
There's a few good spots there in the coast now. They got well, I guess the Steelheads, and then I thought there was one in Colorado, but they made a switch to an AHL team.
Yeah, I can't keep track of the North American scene. You know, I got enough things to focus on. Yeah, the under 13 Canucks are doing well again this year.
You still
Um,
got the goalie there with you.
Noxie? No,
Yeah,
not Noxie's. I know you met him episode 92 way back then. That was nice of you, and hopefully he remembers it. But he was an All Ontario champion last year, but he moved up to under 15 this year. So I have a new guy. His name is Link. He's the Link. He has 11 shutouts this season.
okay. I got some work to do here.
We played 22 games ish. He
All
has a
right.
shutout every other game, I guess, so far. It's been all
Right.
right. We're doing okay.
I
D
gotta
Zone wins championships, right? And goaltending.
get my donuts going here when I come back. Give 'em a
And
run.
if you get a donut, if I don't get a selfie of you with the puck and somebody, I'll be upset because I take a selfie with my goalie after every shutout and he loves it.
Someone did offer me a puck on my one shutout I do have this year, and I was like, no, I'm fine, thanks.
Is that right? I get the hat trick pucks, I get the shutout pucks every time for my kids, and quite frankly, we're running out of pucks.
I've decided that I'm only going to celebrate hard on trophy winning games because, like,
I understand that.
because
Yes.
I don't think I can be in
Yes.
sport, and I'm too fragile apparently this year.
No, no. Well, I understand though what you're going through, and when you talk about coming back early some other times. I didn't miss a game. I believe it was for 10 seasons. And I didn't miss one through college or any of that after I broke my thumb in junior until my knee went in Germany. And then once that happened, it seemed like man, things just kept happening to me. And it was all stemmed from coming back too early with the knee that really changed my whole career, was coming back because I wanted to play so bad and help the guys. And I did not put my best interests first.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah, because
I get
being part of the team and wanting to help
right.
it can make you make some poor decisions for yourself.
Yeah, it's good. They'd probably rather have that than the other way around. But
right. Yeah, yeah, I agree. That's what I would want as a coach.
yeah. Then you also
I want you to want to be there.
then when they ask you, are you telling the truth, Mac, or are you hurt but you just want to play? Like, well, I want to play, but I'm also not hurt anymore, I don't think. So
I did get in trouble my first year in Germany from the team for not disclosing not being healthy, because I had been raised that you don't really, if you have some issues, you just deal with it and carry on. And then, I maybe wasn't shooting the puck very hard because my wrist hurt a bit. And then when they found out like I was having problems, they were like, why don't you tell us this stuff so we can help you? And I was like, I don't know. I was just dealing with it.
That's such an American like upbringing, I think. Just like unless something's like broke or bleeding, you just try to
it's like it is what it
it.
is. Like
Yeah.
just,
And I'm not saying upbringing in general. I'm just saying hockey. The hockey culture is
it's
in North
changed a bit though, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
well, looking back on, it's like, well, if there is a masseuse there to help me, I should ask for help.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But some teams do not have masseuses when you're coming up. You
No,
just
no.
but you guys would have them now, right?
Oh yeah, we got a great physio. Jade left to go marry Mark Lewis, as we know.
Big Lou.
Yeah, yeah. So they're just outside Calgary, I think. Or Edmonton, maybe.
I've won a championship with him at a testimonial before. We held a trophy.
There you go. And then this new woman is named Kath, and she is good as well. So
Right. Those people do help teams win. I always say it takes everybody to win, but like when everybody's on the same page and everybody like gets along and has fun, it makes it way more fun to be at the rink, and it makes it way easier to win games.
yeah, staff is a big part of it. Like obviously Murdy we talked about, and then Kath and Jade. Jade was only here until November, but Kath has stepped in and filled the role quite nicely. So
well, speaking of playing a long time and not getting that hurt, Mark Richardson, I dabbled on it. He might have a second testimonial. I have no doubt he will. And he invited me to his first one. And
has he not already had a second one?
He's only had one. He's played like 17 years on the team. I think he's like 3 years out from another one. And Mark, if you're listening today, I wouldn't miss the second one if I got the invite again, because now I get enough vacation days in the real world so I could come.
He played 1,000 games the other day.
Just for the Devils.
Just for the Devils.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah. He went to Kazakhstan for a year and Slovakia for a year.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
So that's another what, 76 a year in this league.
It's quite the achievement. And I've seen the professional he is, the person he is, how he takes care of himself, how he would make me feel bad about the way I took care of myself. And then you see him do what he's done and you're like, yeah, you earned that.
He is quite possibly the perfect human.
The perfect human and the quiet psycho. He'll block a shot with anything.
Oh, he's the perfect human, man. He does everything right.
You're right. He does. I wish I did.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be as much fun, maybe.
That's true. I don't
you wouldn't have so many stories to tell.
Right. Oh yeah. diet would be a bit different.
Your
I
guts are
guess my stomach muscles would also look different.
yeah, they wouldn't be so separated.
Yeah, because his are really tight. Mine,
Yeah.
right. I've been trying to lock him down in here again. People have heard this before because he keeps saying the same stories over and over again. But every pregame speech I would do naked. He was my guy because I knew he would smile and laugh and get a bit shy when I got right up in his face naked, and like told him and the team what we needed to do that night.
Yeah, I can imagine him not yeah, that would
Some
be
people maybe wouldn't appreciate it as much, right? Like me getting right in there naked, but I knew he did.
I sit like I sat next to him. I sat right next to him my first year here, and now I sit across from him now. He does make if you do sit next to him, he's quiet, but he makes like funny comments and funny chirps like to the people next to him, and they're just like daggers, but they're
He is quite clever, and he doesn't say like it's too much in front of the whole room, but when he speaks, you listen.
yeah.
Oh yeah, quite the crew in Cardiff. I still say that 2014-15 was the most fun I had playing hockey. I mean, there were also the times in my hometown when we were winning her all and I was like 18 years old, and that was pretty fun. But the crew of dudes that are in Cardiff, Wales playing hockey, I tell you, they are good at recruiting good dudes that are fun people.
Yeah, we gotta. This is
I
probably one.
hope there's still fun there. They better be.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, we got a great group of guys. Great.
I know Mosey's still fun. I see him still getting into the social media game for the Devils. Say he's like an actor and a hockey player.
He tried to tell me that he's too old for TikTok and too old for this. I'm like, man, you're like the social media guy for our entire team. You do every like.
Oh, the sky's the limit for that guy.
Yeah,
he's got the charisma.
I've said this a few times this year. If we can get Sam Duggan on TV somehow, the sky's the limit for that guy.
He's a funny guy too.
He's so funny. If
he
could be on a TV show or just like get noticed by somebody in TV, they'll take off. I think,
yeah.
I don't know much about that area, but I think he's good.
I don't know the area either, but when you decide to be yourself more and life's more fun being yourself. Yeah, I was watching Step Brothers with the kids last night and watching them in a movie, and I said to the kids, I'm like, do you imagine how much fun they had making this movie? Like some of the most ridiculous things going on in that movie, and you're like, those guys like are getting paid a lot of money to like they're having fun doing this,
Just rather laugh the entire time.
Yeah. Interesting to make money having fun. That would be weird. Be like getting paid to coach hockey someday.
Yeah, or or just play the game,
Right. Or getting paid to play hockey. That was fun too.
It's nice. It's nice. Don't take it for granted anymore.
No, you shouldn't, because you can when you're doing it and you don't realize all the things you have, and that like you get an off season, like so like you can just exercise and stay in shape, and then like you can do whatever. And like that doesn't really happen Monday to Friday anymore, Mac.
No, it doesn't. I was sitting in the locker room with a couple of guys today, like Tyler Bush, great dude. You'd love him. And Doug, we were like the last guys in there. Everyone else undressed out of there. We're still on our skates, just talking, having a time.
You start to appreciate it more as you get older.
Oh.
I remember in the AHL, they would talk about the guys with kids were the guys that were at the rink early and on the bike and read the newspaper back in the day when there was newspapers. But those would be the guys that were there first, leave last. And it wasn't because they didn't want to be with their kids. It was because they were appreciating the game and what they were doing more. And they wanted to be around the guys more before it was over.
Yeah. Yeah. We just talked about today, like this, once we all retire and we get real big boy jobs. Like
those things.
can you imagine trying to ramp your day up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon while we're sitting here just shooting the shit with our skates on, just laughing about how we don't want to take them off.
Well, I remember after the wins in Cardiff in the big blue tent, and we would all just sit in the locker room. There could be some wives and girlfriends waiting for people and fans, but we would just sit in the locker room and pump tunes, and there'd be dudes dancing, and there'd be beers and pizza, and it's like, I don't want to be anywhere else in the world right now.
That's great.
That's when
Not
hockey's fun.
not gonna forget those times.
No, that's yeah, that's actually, yeah, those are the times I like talking about.
Yeah. And now being hurt and not being able to do those times, now I just soak it in.
Well, I do believe that the Twix should happen. If the Devils want to support it and sell the Twix, like, I know Herning, well, they had a life-size thing of you selling Twix out of your caboose. They were selling Twix out of your butt, and then those people would then throw that on the ice. So then it was like, so the team is selling the chocolate bars, and they're being supported by their fans, and they're supporting you, and they throw it on the ice. It's like, wow, what a great idea. What if they could throw over 1,004 at a game? Because then we would win, and winning
Yeah.
is fun.
Realistically, all you need to do is bring 1,005 Twix in and sell them.
Right, because they would buy them. I think. I don't know the Devils fans that well, but I think I do.
They support the boys pretty well, I'd say.
I would say. I mean, they've sure supported me over the years doing this. And remember how much fun that was with Buenos for the boys? With my under 11 boys. And then there was like a ton of Buenos and Twix all over the ice. That was hilarious. That's
That year,
fun.
the
That's
last
fun.
year I was here, honestly, we had like bags of candy.
Didn't you guys win the playoffs that year too?
Yeah, weird.
Weird that they wouldn't keep supporting that cause then.
Weird what a sugar rush will do for you.
Yeah, I mean, I know Manchester had fun last year with a tiny budget, finishing fourth in the league, and there was chocolate all over the ice after games, and it was weird because it seemed like everybody was having so much fun playing hockey and winning, and then it's like, wow, chocolate is fun. Throwing it's fun.
Throwing stuff on the ice, I think, as a fan,
would be fun.
Obviously, you're not supposed to do certain things on the ice. That's frowned upon, but I think it's like engaging. I think it's fun.
Right. Yeah. Someone in Manchester, a player, once told me that it brought a connection between the fans and the players, because then they started even labeling them with their names and, you know, all that. And it brings a connection from the players and the fans. And I think, wow, that's like really hockey. That's when teams really become a team, is when it's not just the team, it's everybody.
Yeah. Well, you got ideas here, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I have ideas. I hope I get invited. I hope I get invited to Joey Martin's testimonial in June. I hope to play hockey that day. I don't usually want to play hockey anymore, ever. I'd rather coach it because it hurts to play, but I'm willing to go through that pain for Joe. So hopefully he feels the same way.
Should we end it on that and both say we would love an invite?
Right. And that we just want to meet in person too, right? Because we've had a lot of fun. There's been a lot of chocolate thrown on the ice, and we've actually never met. Right.
Flourish.
Right. I agree. And I think it would be fun. And I think it would be fun to try and make you stay out late on the Friday night and then try and score on you the next day.
We need to bring this relationship to the next level.
Right. I do want to hit Chippy Lane with you. I want to see what you do there. I want to see what you would do, because
I made a wild decision last time on the Chippy Lane. I went fish and chips.
I don't even know if I've ever heard that answer.
Usually I go doner kebab.
Right. But that's what
I haven't been happy with the doner kebabs there.
Well, they're not the best. But
since going to Zelina and getting a real doner kebab from Europe.
Oh.
And then I came back.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not happy with it, so I'm gonna go fish and chips.
How'd that go?
I burnt my mouth.
Too hot.
Oh, well, I wasn't being patient at all.
Right. No, you can't be on Chippy Lane when you're going there. It's go time.
But yeah, let's
once
end it on. We need an invite, and we need to meet in person. And Joey Martin needs to figure it out.
I agree that would say if I was announced that maybe I was playing or coming, then we could start having raffles to
Then we can start raising some money for the kids.
right. So then I just need my flight paid for, and then after that, well, everything would go to the team to have fun that weekend because I just want my guys to have fun. And then if everybody got behind that and Joey, man, I tell you, I don't know what could happen, but it would be fun.
I like it.
But yeah, once you have a kebab from Europe, she's tough to go back to Chippy Lane's kebabs, but we both know when you go to Chippy Lane, it's not about high end, it's about fun, it's about being a part of it.
It's about putting fuel back in the body.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope we experience Chippy Lane together someday and meet in person because we've had a lot of fun talking so far. And this has been another episode of Zero Ales and Hockey Tales with Mac Daddy and Wally.